Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party arrived with a small Tauradonna patrol at the farmland that surrounds the barbarous capital of Tauradonna, supplying vegetation and agriculture to the industrial heart of the barbarous governance. On arrival, what was intended to be a simple scout recon mission quickly escalated. Zephyr moved in and made a bold move of summoning a rock from the mountains to fly down and sow chaos, destroying the barbarous artillery with cleverly placed acid, and swaying the Oathbreakers and Tauradons to run in and finish the job, as it were. When the Barbarous Patrol was routed, several of them killed, but for the most part simply retreating from the sheer onslaught they were facing. That left the party in the farmland alone. But on investigating the area, they quickly discovered that there was more to this area than a simple farm and vegetation. Letters coming from Dr. Kaloum with unknown communique and intention were scattered around the area, along with boxes of gold and a hidden elevator taking its passengers further down into parts unknown. What exactly you're getting into is unknown, but as tensions heightened, the party has split once more. Caleb returns to base camp to regroup with the main army and continue his agenda, preferring a slow, steady, and cautious approach to the conquest of Barbarous. The elves head down into the depths of this Scar Concord, at least adjacent facility, intent on discovering what it is exactly that Kaloum associated himself with here in the Barbarous territory. Zephyr, meanwhile, with his new pet, stands guard and monitors the surroundings. As mentioned, while several troops were killed, the vast majority of them simply retreated and will likely return with reinforcements. As everyone divides to attend their various tasks, Zephyr, before we turn our attention to the dungeon, I will simply ask you that until further notice, is there anything specific you would like to do?
No.
Okay. In that case, we turn our attention downwards. Farther downwards. Lucian and Whatsis. As the elevator shuts and you pull the lever, you begin to descend down into darkness. You don't know how long this is going to take. You remember the one to the Underdark cities you've been to in the past, even at a much faster speed, could take hours. So, with that said, is there anything you'd like to do while you're just waiting on the elevator?
Can I investigate inside the elevator? Is there any markings or like maybe a
You had
secret
done that
panel?
you had done that in the previous session. You didn't find anything secretively hidden. However, you do notice that Kaloum has put his brand on most of the mechanics. Either he designed it or has simply pilfered it.
Let's see.
Probably pilfered it.
What do I have in my inventory that I can use to defend this?
While you're doing that, anything from you?
I remember I picked up about 4 files that he left behind.
Yes.
Can I read them?
You may. Will you be sharing what you read with Lucian?
Once she's no longer distracted by carving carving stuff in the elevator, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll pay attention. She's just gonna use one of her daggers to just peel off the paint of the mark.
Well, it's not painted. It's literally like branded into the metal.
Ah, gross. All right, fine. What was that? What were you saying? Something. What?
Lucian, as you turn your attention away in frustration, realizing that you cannot deny Kaloum credit for this creation, is sorting through the files. You see that each file contains a roll of parchment and a letter. As you pull up the first file you found, which do you want to look at first?
Are they labeled?
No, you can see that from the stamp. One is like a letter that was just delivered and opened, but the other is simply a rolled up parchment that once you unfurl it, you'll see whatever it is.
I'll read the letter first.
Okay. Lucian, as reads it out, you are privy to this as well.
All right.
I believe this is much better, isn't it? Apologies for the delay in receiving communication. I hope you're enjoying the extra deposit of resources. You're one of the first who came to us, after all. Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Kaloum. You don't know me, but I most certainly know who you are. Nevertheless, I'm thrilled you've joined us. You might be exactly what we need for a very important experiment. James. Can I call you James? Trying to make this world a better place is not wrong. Say what you will about our organization, it won't change the fact that the world is powerless to stop us. But we can agree to disagree. We do on many things, James, but it has truly been a pleasure working with you. And perhaps we may work much closer going forward. Farewell. And his insignia painted on the bottom, as well as sealed on the letter itself.
I'll look at him. I hate that I had to read that in his voice.
Yeah, apparently this is old. Is it? Like, did he put a date on it?
He did not. It was noticeably excluded.
Could I make of any idea how long ago this might have been?
Roll investigation.
Okay.
While you're doing that, anything else?
He'll read the rolled up parchment now.
We'll circle back after Lucian's roll.
Investigation. Where's that dice you threw at me? There it is.
Like how that's your new favorite.
It is. It gave me 2 natural 20s yesterday. Oh, okay. 16 plus 5.
All right.
21.
Thank you. Lucian, looking it over, judging from the aging of the parchment itself, assuming that there was no, unnatural effect on it, granted it was exposed to the elements for a time, clearly, you can tell that this letter is, by your estimate, probably about maybe, at most 2 months old. Fairly recent.
And there's no indication to who this letter is addressed to?
The only indication is that in the contents, Kaloum spoke to someone named James.
Well, that he dubbed to be James.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting thought. Barbarous' first name. What is it?
Roll history.
Do you say this out loud so I can help you?
Maybe? I don't think it would have crossed his mind. Maybe he was thinking out loud, though. Maybe
so
it was barbarous.
And given Lucian's passive perception, yeah, Lucian, you catch him like kind of mumbling to himself that perhaps it's barbarous.
Would I know that?
What's his roll history with advantage?
Good thing for the advantage. It's 14.
The ruler of the kingdom of Barbarous is Governor James Barbarous.
So I was right. It is barbarous.
So they are working together. This proves it. We should keep this letter.
Well, we already knew they were working together. They're in
I
Concord.
know, but this is proof.
Yeah. True.
And what's is, as you unfurl the parchment, you both, I would imagine, are shocked. You see on the parchment is a medical diagram. Lucian, very similar to the ones you recall working with in your home.
Mm-hmm.
It shows all of the veins that flow through a human body.
Mm-hmm.
And there are illustrations. A
I'm
vial.
sure I can be very familiar with this.
Yes. A vial of something silver. A vial of something black.
Oh my god.
And instructions on how to mix them together.
Where did you get this? Is this what I think this is, Matthew? Is this a cure?
No, it's
Roll
the
medicine.
creation.
What's his
No.
inspiration?
Okay. But
And as
But
for
I'm
as where I
thinking
got it,
that's
it was
something
upstairs.
silver. Yeah, that's something silver. We know exactly what that is, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So if this could be creation, it also could mean that this could be a way to cure ourselves too.
In theory.
In theory. But I'm working on that theory. Can I have these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep both of these documents.
Alright. Anything else from you, what's this?
No.
Okay.
Just gonna wait.
Alright. Well, luckily you're not waiting for too long. Lucian, as you're stuffing the documents into your cloak, and what's is you pocket the remaining ones, you see light coming in through the grating of the shaft. You see stretching out before you, opposite the direction you would come in, is a new chamber. Completely encapsulated with these kind of porcelain-esque tiles on the ground, but the walls are this rotting wood and stone. You see a hallway stretches out before you, and at the end of it, a larger chamber that you cannot see all sides of with how small the hallway is compared to you, because the hallway appears to be sized for the elevator itself. But you can see at the end, Lucian, something big, like so big you cannot see both ends of it from the hallway. Is completely covered by a black tarp. As the elevator shudders to a stop, it hisses open, allowing you to step off should you wish.
I think this is our stop.
Oh my goodness, I know what this is.
I feel like I know what it is too.
They mentioned that Barbarous had a weapon that was hidden. I think we found it.
I think so too, but let's take a look around and see if maybe there's a way we can disable it.
Or use it. But first, he's going to look for anything moving.
Roll perception.
Knowing who had this area.
Yeah, roll perception.
Okay.
You may add a d4.
Okay, so let's see. 14 plus 3, 17 plus 4, 21.
What's is, as the elevator stops, so you no longer have that rattling sound distracting you, you listen closely as you and Lucian stay in the shaft. And you can hear up ahead the sounds of mumbled conversation. There are people in the next room, several by the sounds of it. More pressingly, however, is the other sound you hear over their discussion. Whatever is beneath the tarp
Shit. I think we need to get some help down here.
We won't be able to get enough help. The elevator's too small.
Can I look around? Is there like another way in?
Roll perception.
And can I get like a rough count of how many people I hear?
You're able to tell that there is, I will say, by your rough, very rough guesstimate, more than 5, less than 10.
Okay, we can deal with that.
That perception check is a 24.
Lucian, looking around, at least from this very narrow, dark space you're working with, you can't see any other way in. And what's is right. You can get maybe a small group of about maybe 4 or so people tops, but you're not going to be able, at the very least, not without multiple trips. You're not going to be able to get much more than that down here.
What about the paladins? I mean, at least we could have some muscle down here. Not that yours isn't enough.
But we don't know how much time that's going to take. How long did it take to get down there?
Not very long, like 5 minutes.
And as long as we're quiet, I don't think that they know that we're here yet.
So how about this? I'll wait down here to keep an eye on them. You go back up to the surface with the elevator, and you have sending.
I can message them from here. I'm not leaving you here with this thing.
The elevator can't go up without somebody in it.
Just don't move and don't say anything and don't do anything stupid. And I'll go to the elevator.
And he does not say anything as far as that goes.
All right. Lucian, you step back into the elevator shaft and pull the lever, and it begins to hoist you up. What's is, as Lucian is carried up into the darkness, you hear a new sound in the next room. Please, I'm sorry. I haven't done anything. Yeah, that's what they all say. You see down the hall, by the little bits of light coming in, a goblin is thrown across the floor by a barbarous soldier who grabs it by the scruff of the neck once it's dazed and drags it out of your sight. What are you doing to us? Please! Knock it off. Hey, tell the doc we need another dose. What are you doing to us? Please, what's happening? Relax, you little rat. We're gonna fix you up. Ain't you tired of being green? Can't be easy. I think a nice shade of pink will suit you better. Lucian.
Yeah.
As you make your way up, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna. Is there any way to make this thing go faster?
It's an elevator. What do you want?
I'm going to cast sending, and I guess it doesn't matter which of the paladins. I'll just pick one.
Yeah, just one of the Oathbreakers.
One of the Oathbreakers, and I'm going to say at 3, right?
One more time.
Weston said 3, right?
You could fit. Yeah, you can fit up to 3 in the elevator with you, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Pick 2 of your strongest guys and meet me. Oh, it was like in a house, right?
Yeah, in one of the farmhouses, specifically the stables.
In the stables. There's trouble in the basement. Please hurry fast. Okay, that's 25.
All right. The response comes only after a slight delay, likely just from being caught off guard. Understood. We'll meet you there.
Right. I'll just start humming elevator music to myself. Dun, da, 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 da,
You actually hear elevator music, and it's a certain elf's piano music.
Yeah, he totally would. But eventually, the elevator comes to a stop, and you see the 3 Oathbreakers are already there waiting for you. The Debadrons were still doing some of the cleanup, so they had not left yet.
I'll just like gesture, like, come on, hop to, let's go, hop on your feet.
The 2 follow as instructed, and while the last one does also follow, he does look to you in confusion. What's going on down there?
I'll explain on the way down there. Get your ass inside.
Already done, miss.
Alright, I'll get the elevator going.
Oh no, the rest of you wasn't inside. You only said his ass.
Lucian, what do you tell them as you're on the way down?
On the way down, I'll just say we think we heard ichor beasts or something happening down there, and I just think it would be better for us to have some muscle. I'm kind of scared, to be honest.
Not to worry, miss. We'll protect you.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried that, the ichor beasts are going to get out, and that would be...
She's not very good at the whole damsel in distress.
The Oathbreakers give you a nod, Lucian, and as the elevator rattles to a stop, you see unless you say otherwise, my friend, has not moved.
Well, he has his Sword of 7 Skulls out, and he is just itching to go in there.
I'll just gesture for the paladins to crouch down and follow me, and I'll get up to what's that face for? What's wrong?
They have goblins that they're experimenting on, and mentioned to tell the doctor that they needed another dose. They're going to turn them pink.
You see absolute fury in her eyes. If she was strong like you would think that she would be raging right about now.
Yeah. I think Kaloon might still be here.
I think so too. Should I I mean, I hate that we're doing this without Zephyr and Caleb, but if we can get him now, if we can get him out now, you know?
Yeah, at least if you can, shoot Zephyr a message, let him know what's going on.
Alright.
And then we go in.
I think we need to talk about this for a second. Because I know both of us want him dead. Probably just as much as the other.
No offense. It's personal, Clump's mine. You can hit him, you can scratch him, do whatever you want, but I get to kill him.
She kind of like purses her lips a little bit.
You get Barbarous, I get Clump.
Her lips are still pursed a little bit, like she's not really happy about it, but she kind of sighs. Alright, but on one condition. And I'm gonna reach in my pocket and I'm going to hand you the lollipop from
Yeah,
Raccoon.
the candy cane shank.
Yeah, the
Yes.
candy cane shake. I'll hand it
No,
to you. I'll hand it to you. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for you. Do it for her.
I can do it for her and me.
I'm trying to be sentimental. Come on.
Yes. But he will accept the candy cane and tuck it into his belts.
But if I have an opportunity, I will not take it. Do you understand
Oh
me?
yeah, of course.
As long as we have an understanding, if I can, you know, we have an understanding. Let's go.
And don't forget to send a message to the
Thank you.
rogues.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about killing Kalum. Alright, I'm going to message Zephyr.
And I'll start making sure that the Oathbreakers are ready for some intense combat that's about to be coming up.
I think we should be sneaky about this. If we can sneak up on him and take him by surprise, that would be the best. If he hears us fighting with the other people in the Icar Beast, he could have time to get away. We need to be tactical.
We'll do what we can. But unless he's got a backdoor exit, I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, he might. But then again, he wants me dead. He'll see two of us and three Oathbreakers and think, hey, why not kill him now? Just like we want. Just like we're thinking.
He's gonna see us and the three Oathbreakers and think to himself, "Oh, I'm fucked," and try to run away. He values his brain too much for that.
Either way, we'll see what happens.
Alright. I still think that we should be sneaky, though.
Oh, we will. But once we fight, it's going to be a giveaway.
I know, but I think if we can sneak around these guys and try to get to him first, that would be better.
Not leaving these guys to have a enemy at our back and front. That's tactic 101. Don't do it.
Captain's got a point. They're making more monsters. We leave them to finish the job. We're going to be even more outnumbered. And I'm not exactly comforted by the idea of this doctor already thinking he's got a chance against us alone and having numbers as well.
Exactly. But send Zephyr that message, and we will get to work.
Right, I will send Zephyr a message.
Okay. What do you say?
Went into the basement, found a secret lab. The room may be here, so if we don't come back later, please come looking for us. And that's it.
All right. Zephyr, when you get that message, the only disruption to your watch you notice is that, again, this is all happening fairly quickly. The Tevadrians are still gathering supplies and getting ready to move. You do start to notice the information is quickly circulating. Likely the Oathbreakers mentioned where they were going, and information is quickly spreading about what exactly is under the army's feet right now. So you already see several soldiers beginning to whisper to each other in a kind of nervous tizzy before you get that message.
Zephyr just kind of shrug and be like, well, good luck, have fun.
Yeah, that's Zephyr.
Yeah.
Orders, Captain. The Oathbreaker lowers his sword and stares out at the opposite room.
We're gonna get as close as we can. I'm gonna throw in a flash pot. If they're goblins, let them live. If they're human, kill them.
It's harsh, don't you think? We don't know who's friend and who's foe. There may be some humans in there that are being experimented on. I think we need to figure out what's
Barbarous does not experiment on humans.
You don't know that for sure.
They're racist assholes. They think everything else is below them. They're not going to experiment on something that they consider to be their equal.
I'm gonna pull out the paper that we literally just saw of the human being with the two vials, and I'm gonna point it at him and show it to him. Does this look like a goblin to you?
Does that look like Barbarous's insignia to you?
I'm just saying, if this is what that Kaloum had told him to do, and he is in the Concord, and this is what the lady wants, this is what the lady is going to get. It doesn't matter what Barbarous wants or doesn't want. And you know that.
Okay. If they're wearing Barbarous colors, kill them. If they're not, and they don't attack you, leave them be.
Captain, all due respect, I have a third option. If they try to kill us, kill them first.
I knew I liked you.
He gives you a smirk.
And he'll pull out a flash pot to get ready.
Okay.
And then sneak towards the door.
All right. Lucian, you as well?
Yeah, I'll try
All
to be
right,
as quick as possible.
Both of you roll stealth.
And before we start, I'm going to do. I think I have it prepared. I hope I do. Hang on, let me make sure I have it prepared before I say it.
Good. Progress.
I am now down to 29 flash pots.
the woes.
I know, right?
Okay, never mind. I don't have it prepared. Never mind.
Okay, and 25 stealth.
Guidance on myself, because my sneaking sucks.
Okay.
Ooh! 17 plus 1 is 18.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad for cleric.
All right, so 18 from you, and what was yours again?
25.
Thank you. Okay. Just double checking something, sorry. Okay. The two of you, along with the Oathbreakers, who stay a bit further back so that their heavy armor does not give them away, but they are ready to charge in the moment the need arises. You creep forward carefully. As the room comes into better view, you get a better look at what you're actually looking at. You can see that the northern wall is completely encapsulated by not one, but two giant tarp-covered things. The purpose they're meant to serve is difficult to tell. It smells terrible in here, and you quickly discover why. You see that the floor tiles are covered in spatters of black liquid.
Mhm.
You can see a few wooden planks have been erected over the tarps, and the tarps are currently being moved by a small contingent of barbarous troops. They appear to be fairly low rank, no medals or decorations to them, just the simple white uniforms that you recall them wearing when you first encountered them. As they take the tarps off, you see that it's covering two large vats of liquid. One of them you can see is bubbling and spilling over black.
Oh,
The
no.
other, you can't see what's in it, and whatever's inside is still, if it's full at all. You can see that standing on the wooden planks that are erected over the silver batch, a soldier, rather, two soldiers are standing side to side. One has a knife held to a trembling goblin's throat and is holding him over the vat where you cannot see what is inside. The other soldier is carrying in his arms, with a cloth draped over it, a completely motionless humanoid shape, seemingly a corpse wrapped in cloth, as if it were being respectfully kept at a funeral.
I'm gonna smack his arm and point, like, fervently, like, see?
Because they want to revive it.
She just
It's
kind of
already dead.
does that's literally what the acre does, you idiot. And that was my entire point.
You can see that in total there are 8 men in here, but you can hear some footsteps coming from a hallway that is actually directly adjacent to you, but you cannot see it from the other side of the vat, and presumably whoever's coming from there cannot see you. And you can see on the farthest corner of the room, you can just make it out in like the crack between the two vats of liquid. You can see a work table with several notes scattered around it kind of haphazardly. One of the figures that approaches from the new hall speaks up. Their voice sounds muffled, as if their face is covered. Yes, that'll do. Just let the other one finish congealing first. We don't want to confuse it. What does it matter if it's confused? It deeply matters. You remember what happened at Mercurial? We need it to be calm. We cannot have one running rampant in this facility. Let it come out first, and then drop them in. The goblin shakes in the soldier's arms, but he just holds the knife closer to their throat to quiet it. And you're sure this will work? We've done this countless times, soldier. Yes, it's going to work. All that matters is what comes out of that vat. You all both see another jet of ichor like shoot up out of the bubbling black vat as you hear those noises. It sounds like it's almost ready. Give it time, let it hatch, and then you may make the new one. We do not need twins. We're done with those experiments. Whatever.
Does it sound like Kaloum?
Roll perception.
Does it sound like Kaloum putting on a voice?
22.
Roll insight, Lucian.
Because I feel like I know the answer to this question. I have a +8 to that. Ooh. 24.
What's his? No, it doesn't sound like Kaloum. Too stilted. Voice tone is different. Doesn't sound like him. Plus, you've never known him to wear a mask, and it sounds like whoever's speaking is wearing one, although you can't see them. Lucian, it also doesn't sound like Kaloum putting on a voice. Whoever this is, they sound like they're just speaking in their ordinary tone.
Okay.
So one of his lackeys. Okay. Well, gotta act quick. I'm gonna go try to save the goblin. After I throw this flash pot, I'll go after the goblin. The rest of you go after the men on the floor.
I'm gonna go see if I can't find Kaloum.
No, don't run off. That's the last thing we need right now. Let's deal with these, and then we'll search place.
It'll give him time to escape if he hears us fighting, though.
And if you go alone, he could just kill you. We need you alive. You're the one working on the cure, remember?
Alright.
And then he'll do a small count of 3, throw the flash pot, activate his rocket boots, and fly straight at the two at the silver vat.
Okay. All right, and where are you throwing the flash pot?
At the you said there was a total of 8 people, so 6 on the ground, not counting the doctor.
Yeah, so there you do not know how many came from the other hall, so you're not sure how many people are in the room at this point, other than the addition of the doctor. However, yeah, you see there's 2 up on the platform, and yes, you saw, 3 by each vat pulling the tarps loose so that the contents could be exposed.
Yeah, I want to try to hit as many of the ones with at the tarps as I can with the flash pot and aiming, and I'm going to be flying towards the 2 up on the top.
Okay, noted. All right, and Lucian, will you be doing anything?
I'm gonna stay in the shadows, and I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians, and I'm gonna try to sneak close as I can in the shadows.
All right. Lucian, roll stealth with disadvantage. And what's his? Sorry, getting all my d20s.
Glad I gave you more.
Yeah. All right, just a second. You're getting more use out of those flash pots than I expected. I'm always like, okay, I think I could put them aside. He's probably going to forget he has them now. And then you're just like, oh, wait, yeah, I have those. I should use them.
Oh, no. I have a pretty good idea of what all is in my inventory.
Okay. So soldier, goblin. All right. Oh, yeah, you didn't. So, yeah, I'll just take that one out. Okay. 2 succeed, 1 fail. And out of curiosity, any preference of which, like the ones near the Ichor vat or the one near the vat whose contents you don't know yet?
The Ichor vat, because I know what the silver vat is. It's the soul divider.
All right. What's his? As Lucian begins to incant Spirit Guardians, you throw a flash pot over the vat. and it smashes with a landing as the troops are keeping a hold and rolling up the tarp. Two of them immediately just start like swearing and covering their eyes. The third one, however, put his hands up just in time to protect himself using the tarp, and immediately goes for his sword and looks around as you activate your rocket boots and fly towards the two soldiers. However, having taken them by surprise, you do have a chance to either kill the soldier or grab the goblin. What do you wish to try and do?
I'm going to grab the goblin
All right,
because
so
I don't think I could kill him in one blow.
all right, so this will be a grapple contest. However, I will give you advantage since you did take him by surprise.
So I use
Athletics. He can use acrobatics if he prefers, but he likely won't.
Good. I got a +10 to this.
Okay,
27.
that'll do it. What's is as you fly through the room, you see, indeed, I know I already gave you inspiration, but astute observation. As you fly over the platform with the planks, you see that, indeed, it is filled with a completely still, undisturbed silver. And as you tackle the soldier holding the goblin, you start trying to pry the creature out of his grip. The goblin, having no idea who you are and what your allegiance is, immediately starts screaming and panicking. But the soldier, equally confused and taken off guard, lets his grip on the creature slip enough for you to shove him back and grab the creature. You are now flying over the silver vat, with you being the only thing keeping the goblin from falling to his presumed gruesome demise.
Yeah, I'm aiming back towards the alcove where we came from to drop off the goblin, and I'm whispering, "Be still. We're here to keep y'all safe. We're going to let you go. Just stay quiet."
All right. However, especially in a single turn with your movement speed, you're not going to be able to get back right away, so you'll be over the vat when everything starts going down.
Yeah, that is fine.
And Lucian, your stealth?
Disadvantage 16.
Okay. Lucian, you cast Spirit Guardians, and as all the shadows in the room begin to spring to life and circulate, you watch as the shadows run to and fro, scattering around. And give me just a second. I need to roll a D100.
Ooh.
Man, is this a Saturday campaign again? Wild
Yeah,
magic?
Right?
Wild magic force field.
Maybe, but not yet. No, this is for something different. If I can find my fucking D10.
Oh. Shit,
There
I know
you
what
are.
this is.
Buried beneath my pink dice. Okay.
You're rolling compatibility for the Ichor Beast that's about to be born.
I am. Again, I can't give you inspiration multiple times, but yes, good observation. That's exactly what I'm doing. Sadly, it appears these two souls were close, but not quite compatible enough. Lucian, as you creep near the Ichor vat, trying to find another way out, you watch as a hand begins to form out of the Ichor as all the soldiers erupt in screams and panics. It seems like it's frightening the beast. But as its hand reaches up, the Ichor twitches and bubbles before swelling and bursting. And the hand, you can see a skeletal hand go limp and sink beneath the Ichor. The Ichor Beast was not compatible and cannot take a stable form. Lucian, as you creep around, you are able to see that two soldiers are flanking the figure who appears to be the doctor. The doctor is a skinny humanoid dressed in a plague doctor uniform.
Ah.
They work for Dr. Knight.
Ah. He can
Well-
be useful.
They seem to be just as confused by everything that's happening as everyone else. At your current position, your spirit guardians are not in a position to damage anyone, but once the fight starts, you will have a position of stealth. You can start moving closer and getting people in your range if you wish. However,
Yeah,
I
I
would say
would
for
like
your
that.
current position, you can see that you can see all of the room now that you're out of that alcove and in a better position. You can see that the ways out of here are a second story that is accessible via the wooden planks over the silver vat, a staircase going up from to the same second story, presumably to your right, and directly behind you is a door leading to parts unknown. You do notice the door is slightly ajar, as if someone has just gone through it recently. Will you partake in the fight or focus on exploration?
The fight. You
Okay.
said don't wander off, so I'll try not to do that.
Okay. In that case, I need you all to roll for initiative.
Okay. Thank God I had advantage on initiative.
I cannot say as much. Okay, not bad.
Alright, that's +2 for them, so that. And then
I like that sound. 2 for them. That's good.
and for you, better.
It's a 3.
Alright, since there's only 2 of you, what's his initiative?
22.
Lucian initiative?
13.
Alright. Turn order is going to be what's his, the soldiers, I will now say, I know it's a bit confusing because the paladins have the same name, but technically this is their title, the Oathbreaker, and Lucian.
Okay.
What's his? You're up. You are hovering over the vat. The soldiers are now aware of your presence and are drawing swords to take you down. What do you wish to do?
Well, they can't reach me, so I'm going to still fly back to the alcove where we came from for the elevator.
Okay,
And
now I will say, remember, you had to get close enough to grab the goblin out of his hands. You are close enough for them to opportunity attack you. Remember, you used all of your movement speed just to get to the point of grabbing him.
that is okay. I will accept it.
All
But
right.
I will make sure to put the goblin behind me so they can't hit him as I get him away.
Noted. In that case, they will be rolling a disadvantage.
As a sign of good faith to goblins so they don't keep squirming.
First attack. Roll the same thing twice. Gonna take a wild guess to say a 10 don't hit.
Are they aiming for me or the goblin?
They're aiming for you technically. Does it hit?
No, not
Okay.
even close.
Okay. Second. The one holding the corpse has to drop it, and as he goes to swing at you, the corpse falls to his feet. The cloth begins to unwind, and it causes him to stumble. He doesn't fall in the vat, but it does completely make his swing go wide.
Natural
But-
one.
Yes, but you see the corpse tumble into the silver.
Oh no.
And it's horrifying. It goes in, there's like this split second ripple when it makes contact, but the moment its feet go under and it's out of sight, the ripple just stops.
That's weird.
So either this is very good, or something very bad is going to happen with that. Oh well, we'll deal with it.
What's his? You get through your opportunity attacks unscathed, and you begin to fly your way back. So without a dash, you can get... so you're not hovering over the vat. You can get like just over the side of the vat, but you still need to go a little bit further to get to the hallway.
Can I get down to the floor without having to dash?
You would have to dash to do that, I'm afraid.
Man, that was a lot of movement.
It's a big vat.
Yeah, so it was same. Yeah, he will dash, at least get down to the floor, and then I'll point towards the hallway where we came from. I'll say, "There's 3 paladins in there. Don't worry, they're on our side. But go over there and wait in the elevator. You'll be safe until we can get you back up to the surface."
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
And he will turn around and get ready to engage the enemy again.
Yes, as you can see, outside of the 2 you blinded, the soldiers are ready to face down you. Is that the end of your turn?
He'll probably insult their parenthood and stuff like that, but yes.
All right.
Oh,
Soldiers.
bonus action, rage.
Noted. All right, the soldiers are going to move in. So, given the size of the room, only 2 of them, with their current speed, can get to you at a time. So, I'll say that. Let me see. So, well, 2 of them are blinded. So, let me see if and when that wears off. It's for a round. So, yeah, I'll say those 2 are still going to be blinded. So, they have no idea what the fuck's going on. The remaining 4 are, at least that are down here, are, yeah, all going to start heading towards you. However, only 2 of them can get within range to attack you on this turn.
He'll do that little hand motion of, "Come on."
Come at me, you crouch shits.
Exactly.
Boy, the dice love you guys tonight, can I just say?
Like, who's gonna be the first to die?
All right, so first, just to see if any of them hit, I believe a 16 does not hit.
Nope.
All right, so none of them hit. One of them did get a nat 1. You can make an attack of opportunity if you wish.
You know what? And I'm not gonna hit him with my sword quite yet. Can I knock him over, make him go prone?
Yeah, that would be a shove action. Roll to hit. This will be an athletics check on your part.
Okay. 25.
Yep. It's close, but that'll do it. He's stronger than he looks, but as he goes in for a broad swing, you're able to, just because of that disruption, kick at his legs and force him to the ground, knocking that soldier prone. All right. That's it for those 2. The ones up top. Let's see. Jump. Okay. The ones up top are going to jump off of the side of the vat, and they're going to have to dash to get to you, but you do see the 2 of them slide into view and start running towards you with swords drawn. So you will be completely surrounded on your next turn. Or rather, like, when they move in again.
I'll try.
The Oathbreaker is up next.
And since he's in a plague outfit, and if talking it's a free action, do you work for Kaloum or Dr. Knights?
I serve only the Master of Pestilence.
I was afraid that was going to be his answer.
Fair enough.
He is going to use his Apothecary ability.
Ooh.
And he's going to choose the damage type Fire.
Oh no.
I don't have resistance to that yet.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Let's see.
You just really love exploiting Lucian's weakness, don't you?
You know, it's fun because I was actually just doing his thought process, and he genuinely was just like, okay, whoever these people are, they're clearly here to cause trouble. They're likely going to try and burn the facility down. So he is going to use his.
Besides, he hasn't even seen Lucian yet.
Yeah. Let's see, what's he gonna do? He's not quite to the. Well, you know what? Let's find out. Is he at the point of attacking his allies? Yeah, he totally is. Okay. He is going to use alchemical vapors.
Some allies.
This is actually a legitimate thing among Oathbreakers, like culturally, because they consider it an honor to get sick, they will not hesitate to attack their allies. Oh yeah, he can absolutely get to you. Alright. As the Oathbreaker steps into view, declaring their loyalty only to the Plague Doctor, you see them mixing alchemical vials before crashing the vials together, and as blood and broken glass shower, all of you in the room are hit with this smell of smoke and fire. Overwhelming smell of smoke and fire. Lucian, you're not close enough to have to make a save, but
Oh god.
Make a Constitution saving throw. The soldiers have to do so as well.
Let me see. You say con save?
Yes.
Let's see. Is that a 6 or just a 9? That is a 9, so dirty 20.
Alright, you'll take half damage. And the soldiers... all but one fail. So they will likely be taking the full. Alright, so let me get enough dice for this. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright. You take 8 poison damage. The soldiers all take 16. As the Oathbreaker steps towards you, blood and glass dripping from their hands, and that smell of smoke reaches your nostrils, you start coughing. And while you do hold strong, you're not unfamiliar with this sort of thing. The soldiers are so overwhelmed, 3 of them immediately drop dead.
Oh.
And the one that you had knocked prone, is coughing and actually vomits on the ground.
I kind of feel bad for these guys now. They were a lot weaker than I gave them credit for.
Oh yeah, these are like foot soldiers. And there's not enough of them to have numbers on their side.
Oh, that makes his next move a lot easier.
Indeed it does. That is the end of the Oathbreaker's turn. Lucian, you're up. What's on deck?
Alright. Trying to think here. It's kind of hard to think without a map.
Yeah, like I basically just one-shot all of them, so trust me, this fight's not gonna last long enough to need a map. I save the maps for the fights that need it.
Okay, can I just get close enough to where my spirit guardians can eat them?
Yeah, do you want to go for the Oathbreakers or the soldiers? You unfortunately cannot hit both.
The soldiers? Yeah, the soldiers.
Alright. Yep, you are literally have just enough movement. Alright. Wisdom save from them, yes?
Does that put me into the zone, or am I still good?
No.
Yeah, you are similarly just outside of it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, and the Spirit Guardians don't affect allies anyway.
Okay.
Lucian, as you creep towards the soldiers, they both fail their wisdom saves. Roll for damage.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, 18 necrotic damage.
All right, what's his? As the soldiers fall coughing and dying, you see the two that had been focusing on the bodies and have just slid in to join the fight. Their own shadows reach up and strip both of them to the bone.
I'm
No
gonna get.
ichor needed.
Yep, and then who's left?
The Oathbreaker, one soldier who is prone and bloodied, and the two soldiers who got blinded. The blinding literally is just now wearing off.
All right, I will. I'm gonna say to Gil, we can either keep him alive or I can just talk to him when he's dead. Either way, guiding bolt. We have guiding bolt at 2nd level here.
All right, on who?
On the Oathbreaker.
Okay.
So +8.
Once he's dead.
Hang on, I gotta do math.
No worries.
What's the numbers?
16 plus 8,
24.
24.
Now, is that the hit or is that your damage?
That's a hit.
Yep, you hit. Roll damage.
11 radiant damage.
Okay.
And
As you
he's got and then Gil gets advantage on the next hit.
Okay. As Lucian slides into view, stealth compromised as the shadows eating someone kind of gave away their spellcaster. Lucian slings a guiding bolt over the hall of that and strikes the Oathbreaker in the mask. You can see broken glass from their eyepiece scatter, and some of the leather and ceramic is burned, but they hold firm, still standing. At the end of your turn, Luce?
Yep.
All right, top of the round. You're up.
How far away is the Oathbreaker from me?
He is currently 10 feet from you.
Okay, so first attack, I'll take my Sword of the Seven Skulls, and then I'll just point down, stab it into the back of the guy on the ground.
Roll to hit. You have advantage.
Let's see, so plus 11, 23.
That is a hit. Let me double check something. Yep, I was just double checking. All right, yep, roll damage. You hit.
So that is 10 slashing damage and 3 ice damage.
All right. You pull back the Sword of the Seven Skulls and plunge it down into the man's back. His vomit turns bloody, and he goes limp at the end of your blade.
I prefer a quick death. Better to put him out of his misery. And now for you. And he will run at the Oathbreaker, and he is going to try to cut him from the left side of his neck down to his hip.
Roll to hit.
26.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
So that is 17 slashing.
Okay.
And 5 ice.
Okay. Okay. You slice him bad, and blood goes everywhere. He is bloodied, but still standing. But you do hear a haggard breath beneath the mask. Anything else on your turn?
Come on. Go ahead and die already. Go be with your god of pestilence. And he's actually he's actually trying to persuade him to just die already.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
The Oathbreaker puts his hands on your sword. Perhaps you're right.
Oh my
He
god.
reaches into his cloak and pulls out a bright orange vial.
Oh.
But I will not die alone.
Oh.
He crushes it. Make a dexterity save at disadvantage.
Let's see. Dexterity save. Oof. If it hadn't been for the disadvantage, I would have been fine. Natural 1.
You take 12 fire damage. And Lucian, you watch as What's-Is and the Oathbreaker both go up in flames.
Oh, shit.
Make a wisdom save at disadvantage.
Oh,
Because
no!
he has the alchemical vapors ability, which is making everything smell so much like smoke and fire as to be directly physically harmful.
Oh no. Disadvantage. Oh, thank God. Okay. 21.
All right, Lucian, you stand firm, but you watch as What's-Is is consumed by the blast. What's-Is, not only do you take that fire damage, you are now poisoned.
Oh. I can fix that.
Yeah, you're just gonna hear all the fire. It's a little warm over here.
You can see
Working on it.
You can see the Oathbreaker is wreathed in flames, but does not fall, just continuing to grip you and force you to stand in the flames with him.
I'm not even resisting it.
The soldiers overcome the blinding from the flash pot and are going to charge in a at least attempt to less assist the Oathbreaker and more just kill you.
What? They got a bone to pick with me.
Again, the dice love you guys tonight. What's-Is another nat 1. You may make an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take a swing at him with my sword.
Roll to hit.
Natural 20.
Go ahead and roll damage, although I think it's literally impossible for you to not kill him.
So that's 10. Double that. 20 plus 6. 26. You want me to roll the ice damage too?
You don't need to, man. The ice damage alone would have killed him, even if your sword somehow did nothing. What's-Is, while you initially just calmly accept the burning, as you see the soldiers coming in to flank you, you quickly maneuver and decapitate one as he runs towards you. The other is going to take his swing at you. Does a 21 hit?
It does not.
Okay.
It just barely misses.
All right. You decapitate the first, but you manage to just barely parry the sword of the other, as the Oathbreaker still has a grip on your shoulders and is forcing you into this, burning embrace. Lucian, you're up.
Okay. There's only one guy left?
Yeah, one soldier and the Oathbreaker. Both are badly injured, but still fighting.
Are they, close together, or...?
Yeah, they're right next to you. Basically, the Oathbreaker is directly in front of What's-Is. The soldier is to his immediate right.
I'll get my happy ass right over there, so I got the AoE over here, and if that doesn't do it, I'll do something.
I believe Spirit Guardian should go off at the start of their turn. When the creature enters it for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So yeah, it won't affect them here, but they are in it now, so they'll take it either way on their turns.
And then
So
for the soldier, you said he looks pretty bad, right?
yeah, both of them look awful, but yes.
Yeah, you can probably blow on him right now and he'd die.
Okay. I'm gonna reach over to him and inflict wounds.
Roll to hit.
Man, that's overkill.
Yep.
Hey, this is what dungeons are for.
That's
Gotta. This is really unnecessary, but go ahead and roll damage.
All right.
You just
I rolled
disintegrate.
yeah, I rolled really shitty, so 6, so double that to 12.
All right.
I didn't roll that great.
No worries. Still enough. Lucian, you grab the soldier who nearly hit What's-His by the throat, pump necrotic energy down into his throat, and similar to the other, his head just swells and boils before...
Like a little pimple.
Basically, yeah. Leaving the Oathbreaker standing alone. Anything else on your turn?
I'm just gonna turn on my heel and I'm gonna look at the Oathbreaker through the fire and the flames and let it glint in my green eyes, and I'll give him that Aleficarian evil smile, and I'm just gonna say, "You can give up, you know."
As could you.
I said it first.
Top of the round. What's you're up?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna hit him again with a sword. Put him out of his misery.
Roll to hit. Let me double check.
22.
Don't believe poisoned affects attack rolls, but I just want to double check. Actually, it does. Roll with disadvantage.
Okay. How's a 14?
That misses, actually.
Okay. Second attack.
Roll to hit, you have disadvantage.
Okay. That one is a 16.
That will hit. Barely, but it'll hit. Roll damage.
Uh, 15 slashing.
That'll do it. How do you want to do this?
Leave his head so I can talk to him.
Yeah, just dissect him, like, from, like, right across the stomach. Cut him in half.
As you bisect the man from stem to stern, his hand reaches up and briefly clasps in a motion of prayer before he falls backwards, and there's a shattering of glass as whatever other vials he was carrying shatter under his weight as he falls dead.
Yeah, and I pull the top half of his corpse, and I guess the lower half out of the fire. Because I want to see if there's anything that survived.
Roll investigation.
Let's
And
see.
while he does that, I'm going to prepare to speak with the dead.
All right.
18.
You can see that, unfortunately, a good chunk of what they were carrying was either used or destroyed in the later blast. However, you do see that he was carrying a dagger, a few kind of experimental apothecary herbs, and a few empty vials that likely were intended to be used as essentially just, make something on the fly. So you find 2 vials that are just empty, a dagger, and for various collections of alchemical herbs.
I wonder if one of those is good to help with poisoning. I'll make sure to ask Lucian about those. So I'll set aside the herbs and the 2 vials for Lucian, and I'll save a dagger to give to the goblin later.
All right. Lucian, do you have Speak with Dead prepared?
I do.
All right. Do you wish to cast it upon this Oathbreaker?
I do.
Okay.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do it after we investigate the area?
Know what's here now, you know? Maybe, but let's see what he knows.
Okay.
All right. Lucian, knock off a spell slot. You
Yes.
cast Speak with Dead. The bisected Oathbreaker, while they don't physically move given the state of their body, their head does creak up, and under the mask they stare at you. Beneath the shattered lens from your guiding bolt, you can see a glowing golden eye.
First question. What is this place?
This is a Scar Concord facility dedicated to the study of the Ichor.
Are you the doctor here?
I am one of a elite cabal.
Elite cabal. Okay.
Oathbreakers tend to be very prideful of their work.
I just had.
You could ask him if Colum's here.
Yeah. Is Dr. Colum or Volt in this facility at the moment?
The head tilts, and I need no assistance for what I do.
So that's a no.
Alright, I get 2 more questions. What is the most recent discovery with the Ichor?
That remains to be seen.
No. Oh, do you have a question you want to ask?
Where is y'all's Ichor beast that you've already created?
I would presume living the life we granted them. And the eye goes dark before the head falls back onto the tile.
I'll be honest.
Alright,
Half
let's
expecting Matt that mean DM be like, oh yeah, I would like a question. End of question.
Yeah, as hilarious as that is, I mostly don't do that because the spell's language, to me at least, kind of implies that you have to ask the corpse directly.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree it's hilarious.
Okay, I think I would like to search this facility.
Yeah, there are notes over there.
You found notes? Where?
That table.
I'm gonna go over to the table and I will collect every single thing that I find relevant.
Noted.
And I will put it with the.
Just collect it all. Just in case.
I'm just taking everything. I'm taking everything.
Lucy, and you briefly consider only taking what you can tell is research about the Ichor, but at what's his prodding, you concede and begin to just gather every scrap of parchment. What's is, in the meanwhile, the Oathbreakers approach you with the goblin protectively settled between them. And the one you had spoken to prior gives you a nod. Good work out there, Captain. What happens now?
Now we go through the facility, see if there's any more of this goblin's tribe here, if they were alone.
Well, why didn't you ask them?
Hi.
Good point. Were there any more of y'all?
Not any of me, but there are other prisoners down the hall there. They're taking everyone.
Do you want to come with us? Are you feeling brave? If you aren't, that's okay. I actually know of a place that you can go.
Yeah, please. I've seen what they're making. I don't want to be down here anymore.
No, I completely understand. That's okay, sweetie. Go towards the Sun Dragon territory in the mountains. You will find an airship, and there is a goblin colony there. Tell them that the Osli sent you. They'll know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, as for one in particular, their leader, Raccoon.
Yes.
Yes, sir. But, please be careful. The prisoners are just down that way. You're going to set them free too, right?
Of course.
That's the plan.
They're taking everyone. Elves, dwarves, halflings.
Warn anybody that will listen to you. Stay inside.
He puts his claws together nervously, but gives you a hurried nod, and...
Stay up in the mountains, no matter what. It will be safe there.
And I will pass him that dagger that I collected.
He kind of grabs it nervously, seeming a little hesitant, but gives you a nod, and the Oathbreakers give you a nod as well. We'll make sure this guy gets topside safe.
Please do. And I will... you said there was a second floor, correct?
Yes, one you can access it either by stair or by the planks over the silver vat.
And which way did the goblin point? Downstairs through the hallway or upstairs to the second door?
Neither. The ajar door that was behind Lucian when she was sneaking.
Okay. I will head that way first.
Okay. Lucian?
I will follow.
Okay. The two of you make your way, and at the end of the hall, you can see the door's already ajar. It is just a simple matter of a slight push. Stepping inside, you can see that there appears to, thankfully, be no guards. What is more concerning is you see a collection of Sorry, I was doing a quick head count. 5 very sturdy-looking cages, and at a quick head count, about 12 prisoners, all covering themselves, frightened and afraid. You see, they're from all walks of life, but you do, of course, notice a trend. Cambion, elves, dwarves, halflings, and lovelanders.
Humanoids.
Humanoids, but not human.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you have the two... Oh, go on.
As I was going to say, as soon as we get in, as long as I don't see anyone that is guarding them...
Yeah, they appears it's just the prisoners in here.
We've come to release you guys.
One of the Cambion, a kind of turquoise tinted Cambion girl, perks her head up at that and leans forward on her knees. Really?
Yeah. Really.
Please go to the back part of the cage while I get you guys out.
Keep your arms, feet, and everything else inside the cage at all times.
You hear a dwarf from one of the cages pipe up. we have another choice?
I mean,
In
you
a
could
second, you
lose
will.
a finger.
You see the dwarf actually quirks a brow at you, Lucian, and holds up, for the record, that actually wasn't planned, actually it's just funny coincidence, and holds up that he is missing 3 and has prosthetics in their place.
Well, on your good hand then.
He's just ahead of the game. And I will break the locks on each cage.
That is a funny coincidence.
Yeah, I had not planned that, just...
That is really funny.
Alright, what's his, I'll just have this be a, like a general roll for it. Roll to hit.
Okay. Let's see. How is a 29?
That'll do it.
That'll do.
That'll do, what's his? That'll do.
That'll do.
What's his? One by one, you shatter each of the locks and open the doors to release the prisoners. They all stumble out gratefully. It appears beyond the cages themselves, they were not physically restrained, but again, those cages were fucking sturdy, so yeah, they were not going to get out by themselves. The Cambion who had spoken earlier hugs you. What says, thank you.
Aww.
Of course. Are there any others here that y'all know of? We already helped the goblin.
The dwarf with the prosthetic fingers kind of crosses his arms and kind of slowly shakes his head.
Good.
Just us. And one more. They just grabbed him about nearly an hour ago now.
The goblin?
No, Minotaur.
Minotaur, wow. Okay.
Which way did they go with him?
Can't see anything past that door. No idea.
Did they go
Wait.
towards the door then?
Only
They
way
said
out.
an hour ago.
Okay. Well, we're gonna still look around the facility a little bit. You guys need to get the hell out of this area. Okay?
I will show you all the way out.
Follow
Keep looking for notes.
Yeah.
Alright.
If y'all will follow me, I will be your guide out of this hellhole.
They all nod obediently and, expressing their gratitude, follow behind you. Frog folk, demon folk, dwarves, mice, and elves, all making their way behind you. Lucian, as you begin to prowl the premises, and you begin to escort them out. Lucian, what will you be doing while gets everyone to safety?
I'm just going to investigate the remainder of the facility. See if there's anything else that was maybe left behind, or.
So, basically, these rooms, or are you going to explore further?
I'll explore these rooms until he gets back.
Okay. Alright.
I'm fairly sure the Minotaur was the one that tried to reach out of the vat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. But I still want to make sure that there's nothing in here.
Alright,
Yeah.
Lucian, roll investigation.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Just a moment, we're just doing one last roll.
Yeah, we found survivors.
Ooh, 18 plus 5.
23.
Alright. We will circle back to you.
Okay.
Caleb.
Yes.
So, just for my reference, so I know you said you wanted them to, taking advantage of some wheelbarrows to grab the cannon. Do you want them to proceed with the plan of just destroying everything that isn't going to collapse on top of the dungeon, or save that for later?
I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna get many opportunities. So
Okay.
mainly, he wants to mainly make sure they focus on farms themselves.
Okay. Luckily, a lot of the farmland was already burned in the previous fire, so there's not too much more to do.
Yeah, basically just burn like all the buildings that were important to those farmlands, except the one that the party are in, obviously.
Of course, yeah. All right. Caleb, as your thieves attend to their various business, the only particularly unusual thing you note is a few of the Oathbreakers split off to go into the basement as well. And from the rumors you hear circulating among the troops, the elves found something down there and called for backup.
All right, I guess he'll. Well, it's good to see they changed their minds, and very well help them out.
As the remainder of the Tebadrons are still following their orders, but you can see they're starting to excitedly mutter amongst themselves over what might be downstairs. They do content themselves with the jobs, with the exception of the ones you assigned to wheeling out the cannon. While they have, gotten this makeshift system together, one of them does approach you with kind of crossed arms, looking a little awkward and nervous. And
What appears to be the problem?
not a problem as such, Your Highness. Just, how are we gonna get this across the river there?
Is it a very deep river, Matthew?
Yeah, it's technically not even a river; it's a creek.
Okay, so it's pretty shallow. Like creeks are usually pretty shallow.
Am I thinking of the wrong word? Because I was thinking of the one that's like one step over river.
Oh,
Point is, it's big and deep.
How did we cross it?
we
A combination
swam.
of water walking and swimming.
I'm fine.
Well, there's bound to be. Was there any docks that might have like a little boat?
Not here, but you can have your guys look around to see if there's one.
They must have some way of crossing that river. See if you can find a boat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and roll investigation on behalf of your Tebadrons.
Does Caleb need to help them?
I'll say, do you help them?
I'm gonna assume that I'm going to need to help them.
All right, roll investigation.
That.
Note to self: mute when I roll. So yeah, roll investigation. I'll just count this as advantage, basically.
Which Caleb's actually not that good at investigation.
And as you're about to find out, neither are they.
Okay, we kind of need this, so let's take a chance here. 14.
Caleb, as you help the Tebadrons look around, you do not find much in the way of a boat. There's not really anything out here, at least not in this particular zone, that would assist in crossing. However, as you see, some of the Tebadrons are getting the bright idea of, hey, wait a second, there's some hay on the farm. Hay floats. If we just make a little raft and put the cannon on it, that should work. And as you quickly stop your troops from throwing your only artillery into a creek, you realize you're going to need help. Zephyr does have a bird that, while it may not be strong enough to carry the cannon, it can certainly act as a bridge to get to have it wheeled across.
That's an interesting way to go about it.
It's that or nothing, or take the long way.
Where's Zephyr?
Perched on the roof of the one building that's not currently on fire.
Caleb's like debating what are the odds that Zephyr will actually bother to help.
Caleb, as you weigh your options, the Tavadrons have gone about their task, and the farm and any structures that could provide shelter or resources to the barbarous soldiers begin to burn. You can see Zephyr's rock kind of fidgets nervously, kind of bringing its wings closer to itself and letting out kind of nervous, like...
Oh, poor thing.
I guess Caleb will try to ask Zephyr if his bird could like bridge the gap real quick.
Zephyr, as the farm around you burns and you just lounge in the sun, I just imagine Zephyr just basking like a fucking gecko. Caleb approaches you from ground level. You only really notice it because you can feel your bird's head kind of follow him and kind of give a curious...
I just look down to him.
Yeah, Caleb will just ask him if his bird can help with this. It's a very weird thing, so I'm just gonna say that.
Caleb requests if, while your bird can't carry it, if it could act as a bridge to the other side of the creek.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go over to the bird and
the bird kind of looks at the cannon still in the wheelbarrow and kind of tilts its head curiously before kind of fidgeting beneath you. And after kind of fluffing its feathers a little bit and preening, it does give you a small nod.
Huh? I can. I'm gonna look into the bird and you're capable, I would appreciate it, but it's up to you.
You're not even halfway through that sentence before it spreads its wings, and it doesn't even really flap its wings so as to not, kill everyone, but it just kind of kicks off of the building, crushing bits of the roof beneath its talons, and soars over the smoke and burning farmland before... and to your surprise, Caleb, there's not even an extensive splash. It's this unsettlingly smooth, like... The river water rushes up at the laps of the creek before settling back into place, significantly higher now than before. And the bird settles into place, its feathers buoyant enough to keep its wings above water. From stem to stern, it is a more than capable bridge.
Caleb will just go back to the cannon people and just say, "Alright, I think the bird will help us. Just be a little gentle."
Aye. With their jobs complete, the remaining Oathbreakers and your troops begin to return with you to camp. As you begin to cross the rock bridge, you can see that the two cannon people have tossed the job to someone else to wheel it, as they are currently busy poking at the rock with a stick. You think we could get that elf girl to make a sketch of us sitting on top of it?
Caleb is just like, "Stop pestering the thing before it decides you look like a mouse."
But where are they exactly?
Wait, the guy's poking it? At its back end, kind of poking at one of its legs.
Shit, boy.
I'm gonna take a problem. Beat him with the geyser.
Just offended by the thought that they just want a picture of them together with the bird.
Zephyr is so sweet, but in like the weirdest ways.
Yeah, at least he's not harming them completely.
I feel like the best thing would be like her name is Lucian, not Elf Girl.
Yeah, well, technically you're wrong twice. She's mage.
Ah, yeah. Yes,
Oh, thanks. I'm not gonna hear the end of that.
Wow, shockingly, they actually do succeed the save. But they are still drenched, and it does make him drop the stick. And as he goes sputtering back, the other one just points.
They've just gotten used to the geyser effects.
Yeah, no, they like. They've said before that, like, even before he came back, a lot of the kingdom had a soft spot for Zephyr. But Zephyr, you do successfully dissuade them, and they bug your bird no further, and simply join the crossing with the rest of the Tavadrons, the one you had soaked, kind of like wiping down his sleeves. But he does kind of, even he starts to see the humor and kind of gives you as he passes you by. Eventually, the last of the troops get off the bird's back, and the cannon is safely on the other side, and they begin to make their way back to base camp. Zephyr, what do you wish to do?
As I was planning on, just, chillax with the bird while we're here.
Do you want to return to your previous perch or chill on your new bird boat?
Bird boat.
Seems like the bird isn't so keen on the fire. So I'll just relax on the bird. They're relaxing in the water.
Alright. Yeah, shockingly, I actually found this out fairly recently. Yeah, eagles are not by any means against water. So yeah, birds actually pretty into this. Your bird bobs in the creek. In fact, actually, let me do a quick measure, but I think this creek actually is enough for it to like comfortably chill, so... Yeah, actually, yeah, it can just comfortably chill in this creek and just relax. So yeah, your bird is delighted. It's a little bird bath.
It's a bird bath.
You know, for a big ass kaiju bird, but a bird bath nonetheless. Zephyr, you content yourself to relax and wait, as the farmland, all but the stables, burn to cinders and ash.
I'm pretty sure it would just be a river.
There was a specific word I found while researching what this would be, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
You remember the definition? Because otherwise it's gonna kill me.
I'll have to look around for it.
Because like a creek is it's like a stream. It's like similar to a stream or a brook. You know, babbling brook.
Yeah, babbling brook.
A babbling brook with a hint of lemon. Or like a minor tributary.
Yeah, if I can find it later, I'll let you know. Making your way away from the water, Zephyr, you content yourself to relax, as what's left of the farm burns to ash. Caleb, with your newly acquired artillery and ammunition in tow, you begin to make your way back. The march is, again, on the lengthy side, but by no means unreasonable.
We did collect some of the ammo and powder for it, right?
Yeah, you grabbed pretty much everything.
Okay.
The only thing that wasn't really salvageable without repair work was the actual, like, wheels and stand for it, but...
We did bring that so we can fix it, right? I assume that's like... I assume it's like attached to the cannon, even if the axle's broken.
Well, some of the pieces did like break off just because of the weight, but yeah, you can. We'll say you grab those.
Yeah, and I figured that would be pretty important to make it able to move again.
All right. Making your way back through.
That it could be an artillery piece and not a fucking like dug-in mortar.
I mean, mortars are cool. You know, the dwarves were using some before. As you make your way through the lotus pines that line the mountainside, you see the pillar of smoke you left in your wake. Confident that while it was not exactly subtle, your presence has gone largely unnoticed, and your resources are safe. About halfway back, I'd say about 25-30 minutes, you're about 15 minutes out from camp at this point, is when you hear, coming from ahead of you, the sound of kind of rapid footfalls. And it doesn't take long before you see the whirling blonde head of Queen Sundragon kind of hanging off of a tree branch. She's basically like doing this full like
Caleb did
sprint.
leave some people to like reinforce the elves, right?
To reinforce the this was just like a small fraction of the scouting force you went with.
Okay.
But yes, she kind of bounding off and kicking off of tree trunks and branches comes to a stop, like swinging as her hair runs wildly. But as she sees you, she breaks into a smile and kind of gives a whistle through her teeth over her shoulder. Hey, Ray Ray! I found Caleb! Over here! She hops off of the branch she was using as support and lands in front of you with a thump and puts her hands on her hips with a wide smile. Guess you didn't need our help after all, huh?
Yeah, the situation sorted itself out.
Awesome.
We got the new toy.
Great!
Pointing to the cannon.
So Lulu's behind you then?
Oh, they were. I'm sure you know how it is. They find something interesting and they want to look at it, and
Oh yeah, man, I've been there. So what'd they find?
Mm-hmm.
they found some place under a building that could be tied to things. I wasn't certain what was down there, so I decided I would take the troops and report back to you what is going on while they take it upon themselves to investigate.
Her smile instantly drops, and she looks over your shoulder in concern before...
I'm sure it is fine. I'm sure it is fine. They have Watses and I left some people there just in case they need help. If you wish to go after them as well, obviously I can't stop you.
You're damn right you can't.
That's my girl.
At this point, Queen Autumnfall, far more slowly but gracefully compared to Agnes, enters the scene, stepping between two of the trees and looking around, quickly assessing the situation as Agnes gives her a nod. Scouting went fine. Found a cannon, got a cannon. I'm going after Lulu.
Oh, and we took out a patrol. It's just the opportunity presented itself. We took out a patrol and have burned the farms.
Autumnfall gives you a nod. Huh, well, that is good to hear. And she looks to Agnes. And you're not going alone. The rest of you fall back. Make sure His Majesty makes it back safely.
The two of you are not concerned?
They both look to you with kind of confused looks. About what?
I mean, there's no telling what is down there.
I think
We
Yeah.
have whole armies to worry about. Their kingdoms, even.
Yeah. We also have friends.
Well, With this many people going, I guess I might as well go as well. I'll tell my troops to bring the cannon back, to send the cannon back, get it safe. We got some of the ammo and powder for it as well.
Artillery certainly would be a welcome boon. She gestures, and a few of her sorcerers move to assist your troops in the delivery. And several of the barbarians, as per the norm, go to intermingle with the Tebadrons, getting along with them well enough. Alright, we ready to move? How long have they been down there?
I don't know, how long have they been down there at this point?
About a half hour.
About half an hour.
Then we need to move fast.
Judging by the fact that nothing has exploded, tells me they probably haven't found trouble yet. When Lucian's around, things will tend to explode.
You can see Queen Onifal does give a smirk, but Agnes just gives you a nod, and without a further word, just sprints off back down the way you came. Autumnfall watches her go for a moment before looking up at the mountain where the rock had descended from and giving a small wry smile. Well, you are right about one thing. When you find trouble, it tends to be far from subtle. At least, physical trouble.
Yeah,
What's that supposed to mean?
It seems to be the case so far. It's usually a pretty good indicator that there's nothing wrong happening, because everything would be exploding or on fire, not them.
She kind of stares at you for a moment, expression hard to read, before kind of giving a curt nod and making her way to, again, much more slowly and gracefully, follow after Agnes. If you wish to accompany, you may.
Caleb will give the others, give the thieves, like, taking supplies in the cannon back, and be like, get that back and get it in a good place. And if you can find anyone who knows how to fix things, that could be good. To fix the wheels so that it can move.
I'm sure the sorcerer's got some kind of magic crap to take care of that. Where are you going?
I'm going to follow the others to see what is going on with that building we left.
You can see they both look to each other and smile and nod. That's great, Your Majesty. Make sure everyone gets back in one piece.
Very well. I'm sure Volpine or Goody will be able to help figure out where it is best to put this cannon.
Aye, aye.
I guess with that, Caleb will follow.
Alright. We will circle back to you.
Alright, just send me a message.
Yep. Zephyr, anything from you before Caleb returns?
Nope.
Just enjoying your feather raft?
Yeah, just relaxing.
Alright. Lucian, what's this?
Yeah, because I'm still ferrying people up to the top.
Well, yeah, like that's going to be going on while Lucian's looking around. Lucian, as you examine the surroundings, at least of the rooms you've determined are safe, you don't find anything useful or incriminating in these two chambers, even as you thoroughly look around.
I was
However,
gonna ask, can I find any jars or vials that I can put the silver stuff in, since it's so rare?
not in here, but What's-His did set aside some of the empty ones that the alchemist was carrying, if you wanted to grab those.
Yeah,
There's
I want
two
to get.
of them.
Yeah, there's
I
two
want
of
to
them.
get. I want to get as much of that silver stuff as I can.
Roll survival.
Okay.
Lucian accidentally falls into the
Yeah,
vat.
that's exactly what I'm checking.
Oh my god. How horrible would
Well, it wouldn't be for very
what would even
long.
what would even happen? Oh my god, I'm so
Probably-
scared. Survival, you said?
Yeah.
Nat
You're harvesting a thing.
Nat one. Nat one. Okay, let's see. Come on,
You
D&D Beyond. Don't fuck me, please.
Why were you chanting that one?
Because
Oh,
it'd be
thank
interesting.
God. Oh, thank God. Natural 20.
Okay.
Survival
Lucian?
for the 23.
Let me actually double check something real quick. Don't worry, it's a good
Oh.
thing. Don't worry, it's a good thing. I'm just double checking something. Okay, no, you do not have it, sadly. That's fine. Lucian, it takes you a bit of clever maneuvering, but you cautiously scoop 2 vials of soul silver out of the vat. Careful to not even so much as touch it with your bare skin. You have no idea what effect this has, but you know that they seem prepared to just throw people into it, so you don't expect it necessarily needs to be administered the old-fashioned way. You managed to
Now,
acquire 2 vials.
Now, according to the research from Dr. Knight, the cure that we made before that we have that's in us right now, does it have this silver stuff in it?
The silver stuff is not used in the it's not part of the liquid cure. It is, you basically have to forge this silver into the syringes that are used to administer it, because only soul silver can penetrate not only the skin but the soul.
Okay.
So
Alright,
that's
so
the
I
reason
got
you
maybe
need
enough
this.
to make a couple vials.
Yeah, you've got 2 vials, so yeah, in theory you could make like a syringe or 2 if you were to find someone who could forge it for you.
Okay.
So far, the only person you know knows how to do that for sure is Dr. Knight, but it's possible that Kaloum may have a method as well.
Not all this.
Yeah, Goat Man.
Oh yeah, there's also the Alchemist.
That we don't trust.
Yeah. So yeah, you basically you would need to go to somebody that you know knows what they're doing with this substance, but yes, you need this to make the tools, and then the cure itself, or at least the stabilization, is basically the chemical formula for love.
Okay. So my next question is, I don't know if I would have to make a roll for this or not,
Let's find
but
out.
with I don't think Dr. Knight had. She showed me how she did the cure, but I don't think she showed me how to make the vial before.
Yeah, no, she has never engineered the tools in front of you. She just always had them on hand.
Okay. I'm just gonna put those in my backpack and, keep them for a rainy day. I do want it noted that I do have 1 cure on my person.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't know if you knew that.
As you get the last of the prisoners to the surface, you step back to see Lucian just stepping off of the vat, jumping down back onto the ground level, and corking 2 vials of soul silver. Similar to when you had seen the body fall into the vat, Lucian, no matter how much you shake it, the silver does move like a liquid, but it doesn't disturb. Like, you know how water, breaks into droplets and ripples when you shake it?
Yeah.
It just moves like
it
a
looks
solid
like
substance.
Okay. I think I understand. It's hydrophobic.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. I understand.
But the survivors have been escorted to safety, and the Oathbreakers protect them. But that leaves the 2 of you here alone. What do you wish to do now?
I didn't see the. Oh no, that would be metagaming. I guess I want to keep looking through the area.
All right. The only places you guys haven't explored yet are the upstairs or take the planks to get to the same floor from a different direction. Up to you.
Are you gonna come get Lucian before you do that?
No, you guys are again. It's like two.
Yeah,
rooms.
we're
You
back
guys are, like,
together.
right next to each other.
Oh, okay. So once I'm done, I'll join him.
I'll go check one via the planks. You check that the stairs door, and I'll check this way.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Both of you roll perception.
Okay.
And you did. Using my inspiration.
Noted.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Okay.
And I got a 16.
All right, dirty 2016. Just double checking something. Okay. As you climb up over the Soul Silver vat and carefully cross the planks, you peek down the hall. Let me know if you're willing to go further, but from where you are currently, you can see that these walls are completely metal. Likely this is like a vent of some kind before that has just been repurposed into a hallway out of seemingly a desire of convenience. Given that the planks are there, it seems like this was done fairly recently. But from what you can see, it goes ahead about 20 feet before forking. One path goes left, one path goes right.
Do I see, like, which one seems to be more traveled, or hear anything?
Roll survival to see which path is more traveled, but as for if you hear anything, 1 second.
$14.
All right. By the looks of it, the right path is way more traveled. You can see, like, the left path is not dusty, but just a little more poorly kept. But as for if you hear anything, no. There is the very faint echoes of voices, but they don't sound panicked, nor do they sound, at least at this distance, numerous.
And which way are the voices coming from?
Right.
I will head that way. And I will be stealthing after hearing voices.
Noted. All right, splitting up. Lucian.
Yes.
As you make your way to the top of the stairs, you see stretching ahead of you a much larger, seemingly more maintained hallway. You can see immediately to your left, a path shoots off to another room. A little bit ahead of that, a path to the right, but then at the far end of the hall, a large, ornate set of double doors. However, you also notice that some of the tiles in here are very slightly elevated. Roll persuasion at disadvantage. Your reputation precedes you.
Yeah. Is it persuasion, correct?
Yes, and at disadvantage.
Okay, 19.
You kill about... Yeah, you kill about 5 of them before the rest put down their blades. And Lucian, it'll be at this point that you enter the room. You see 5 dead barbarous soldiers and 7
You
alive.
see her run in, her mouth just like slightly open, like she's just about to be like, "We didn't see shit," and then she like looks around, she's like, "Oh."
No, it's dealt with. These are prisoners now, but we
Please,
will let them
just
go
make it
once
quick
we
when you
get
kill
out.
us.
Well, why? Wait a minute. We don't have to kill you.
But you're the Osli. That's what you do.
I mean, not
Only if we have
always.
to. As long as y'all don't set fire to this like you were planning, and you don't take up arms again till we get outside, we'll let you go back to the city.
See, I told you we shouldn't have tried to burn it. I said I wouldn't.
Yeah, burning things is not cool, guys. Come on.
They look away. One of the men, you notice
Yeah,
this man
she
is...
storms them like a mother.
One of the men, however, you notice clutches the rose medallion of Barbarous to his chest and glares up at you, Whatses.
Kind of give him a little look.
Just wait until His Majesty gets his hands on you, you cruel bastard.
You know he's not like a real king, right? He's like a tyrant.
Either way. We already gave your governor an offer to come in
Air
and meet
quotes.
us one-on-one.
She does those air quotes when he says governor.
You're allowed to pass on the same message. Let him know, hey, if you don't want your people to have to keep dying, come face us yourself.
And we're looking for him. He'll know what to do.
But
You really
your
think he
lives
doesn't
will be
already
spared.
know?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Leave it to an elf to be arrogant even when they're 10 steps behind.
Not arrogant. Just it's well known that y'all are after us.
The one thing we can share. And he spits at your feet.
I put my sword away.
Really
He's not. He's not worried.
Yeah, this is really not necessary. Barbarous does not have your you in his mind. He has him on his mind.
You're not going to convince him of anything, Lucian. You guys know what? Y'all go ahead and leave. And as long as you leave all the information behind, you're free to go.
How gracious of you.
You're welcome.
Y'all thought I was going to kill you to begin with. I'm giving you more than you thought I would.
He mumbles something to himself. You don't catch what, but he stands and gestures for his fellows to do the same. And they work their way past the two of you. A few of them throw you scowls, but most of them just avoid you. It doesn't even seem like the majority of them hate you. It seems like the majority of them are just scared of you.
Based off of probably what's been told to him, that is a very valid reaction.
Soon, the room is emptied, leaving the two of you alone. Other than the slight lingering of flash powder in the air, Lucian, you see that this appears to be the center of their research.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to look at every little piece of thing I can.
Roll investigation. What do you want to do in the meanwhile?
He's going to see if he can't find a way to transport as much of this as he can.
And that would be great. That would be super helpful.
Does
Alright.
anyone have, like, the... You know what? Zephyr's got a bag of holding. He's going to follow the troops out, and he's going to look for Zephyr, because he knows Zephyr has at least an extra bag of holding.
Noted.
Oh, I'm going to stay downstairs with all the paperwork.
Yeah, alright. So
I rolled a natural 20 on that investigation, by the way. So 25.
Alright.
I'm rolling really well tonight.
Plus, I figured if I go with these guys, if they run into any of our allies, they won't be skewered on the spot.
Well, to be fair, they're going a different direction anyway.
Oh, they're not heading towards the elevator?
No, I mean, like once they get up, like, because remember, like, the Tibadrians are gone by this point, so they're just gonna, like, make their way out and, like, head back to Tauradonna.
I mean, they don't know it, but we know that Agnes and them are coming too, so.
Well,
Yeah, but as far as you know, they'll be a while.
That's
and even then, as far as Wesses knows, he doesn't know that they've all left yet. They could still be up there burning stuff.
Fair. So you start heading out. We'll cut back to you in just a moment. But Lucian, in the meanwhile, with a natural 20, you start sorting through the paperwork. And while I'm sure it has a macabre interest to you, I think I know you well enough at this point to say what you find is nothing short of horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
The process itself goes largely undetailed. You're not sure if it was just kept in a more secure area or if perhaps Kaloum simply never shared it. But what you do find is logs and details of what exactly they've been doing down here. According to these logs, at some point, Barbarous made a new ally, which was good. The war has not been going in Barbarous's favor to begin with. And while they are not going to abandon their new allies, after all, their enemies are heathens, animals. They may be forced to ally with the likes of witches and elves, but those are things that can be corrected. Shadow Lily, Sundragon, Autumnfall, their poison runs deep in their blood. The only solution, at least at first, was extermination. But someone came to Barbarous with a new option. You can tell the logs that the researcher, presumably that Oathbreaker you killed, was taking, speak of it with a sense of an odd mixture of disdain, but also this sort of existential dread.
Hmm.
Barbarous was approached, or at least claims to have been approached, by people representing a lady in white.
Mm-hmm.
Who offered him an alternative to exterminating those lesser than him. A process that is slow, bloody, and tends to be met with resistance. Instead, these people offered him a way to change them, to educate them, to make them better. However, the first experiments went terribly. The Oathbreaker makes it clear he does not really understand why. Frankly, he's not even really certain what it is exactly he's working with. But what he does understand is that whatever it is they're experimenting with is resisting it violently. Every creature they make is unpredictable and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Often resulting in the death of soldiers and researchers. But still, Barbarous insisted they continue, and after a while even began overseeing the experiments personally, killing any test subjects that got out of line.
Do I see anything about like probability or anything about how compatibility or anything? Were they
No.
even they weren't even equating that?
If they were, it wasn't noted. So either the Oathbreaker didn't know or just didn't see fit to write it down.
Well, fuck. So Kaloum told them about the Ichor and how to do it, but they didn't tell them about the compatibility.
The logs detail that the process was simple. Grab a monster, a heathen, a witch, take a dead human, throw them into a vat of silver that would rip their souls from their bodies. The silver would trap it. Pump the souls, the silver with it, into a vat of Ichor. And let the Ichor do the rest. Once the governor himself got involved, the experiment started getting closer to success. The test subjects would walk. They would even talk. But they still didn't last very long.
Yeah, they got lucky.
They still didn't last very long, and even when they did, Barbarous wasn't satisfied. He demanded that they keep going. This isn't good enough. The Oathbreaker puts details. Mix a Nekomata, aka a Tabaxi. Mix a Tabaxi with a person. You get a person with whiskers and night vision. Not good enough. Mix a dwarf and a man, and you get a man with the strength of 50 of his own kind and a long beard. Not good enough. An elvish man, an orcish man, half frog, half halfling. Whiskers, tails, ears, it was never close. There was always something that made them inhuman, something that made them distinct. Not good enough.
So does it state at all what exactly Barbarous was looking for?
I'll say with a natural 20. It doesn't state it directly, but you do pick up on it. He's trying to use the Ichor to make non-humans into humans.
Oh.
That way, he can have his way without killing anyone, at least in theory.
Okay, so mathematically, from what I actually know of the Ichor and this process, is what I feel like I already know the answer to this, but I'll take the roll if you want me to.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm just not going to correct you if your answer's wrong.
I feel like I know the answer, but I'm asking, would the theory be? Is this theory correct?
I'm not going to tell you. I promise you that.
What? No. Would I know? What would I like? Okay, let me rephrase this.
Is it plausible?
Yeah. Is there a way I could make my own conclusion?
You think?
Yeah. Thinking.
Not what I meant, but okay.
I mean, pretty much you have to roll if you want.
Yeah, like I was saying, like roll for it if you want potentially a surefire answer, but I'm still not going to tell you if it's 100% or not. You could still be wrong, or you can come to your own conclusion. I will not make you roll and just allow you to think whatever you want.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll take a roll, see if I can, like, in theory, try to figure out if this is even possible in any way.
Roll medicine.
Okay. I have a plus 13 in medicine. I think that's a 16 plus 13.
29.
29.
While Dr. Knight themselves, the person who invented the Ichor process, has said themselves, they themselves are not sure what the extent of the Ichor's capability is. That's why they were experimenting. But that being said, from all of the tests you've seen, even from your observations of your own party members, you've never seen an Ichor beast that turns out like what Barbarous is asking for. Even Caleb, who is, like, by blood human, he still carries with him evidence of inhuman traits.
Okay.
So, while Caleb is proof positive that it's potentially doable, you've never seen it done with the accuracy Barbarous is demanding from his people. Basically, to merge two souls, one of which is not human, but have the result be 100% human.
Would still be probably improbable or impossible at this point. I don't feel like you can completely rule out that trait. Realistically, I don't think.
As far as the logs say, they never did. The closest they ever got was stable Ichor beasts, but they were still visibly not human, so that wasn't good enough.
Alright, I guess at this point I'll just take whatever research I can fit in my backpack. And, where did Wes's go?
He went up to make sure the prisoners got out safely and asked Zephyr for a bag of holding to take all this with you.
Alright, I guess I'll wait for him to come back.
Okay.
I'll just sit and read reports and logs and update my research journal.
Okay, noted. What's this?
Yes.
It'll take a couple trips to get all the prisoners out, but you do so, and eventually, as you get the last batch escorted to safety, you come out of the basement, or rather the cellar, to find that the Tavadrons are already gone, but your Oathbreakers are on duty, just kind of keeping watch, and everything outside of the house you're currently operating under has been burned to the ground. Some of it still smoking. You can see Zephyr on the back of his eagle, perched in the body of water across the way. Zephyr just seeming to be basking in the warmth, and his bird basking in the cool water.
Okay. He will part ways with the barbarous people, and he will head towards Zephyr.
All right. Zephyr, your ears twitch as once again your relaxation is interrupted. At this point, you've been, other than brief little things like assisting Caleb, you've mostly been able to just chill out for almost an hour now, as What's-His groups up with you.
Hey, Zephyr. Do you happen to have an extra bag of holding? We found a lot of information and research on the Ichor that we're wanting to transport.
I don't want it back, but I guess I could manage.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll make sure you get it back.
Kind of just shrugs and starts like transferring some items. I guess I'll put the potions over. I guess I don't have the perp token in. So. Delete that. That there. And then I'll give him the bag of holding, or an empty bag of holding.
Zephyr, just as you're handing off the bag of holding to What's-His, you hear a twig snap in the forest as Queen Sundragon emerges. Branches and leaves in her hair, looking like she fucking ran all the way here in a hurry, but she skids to a stop, graceful enough to not fall in the water at least, and she sees you two and looks around in a hurry before her gaze settles on the bird, and she kind of like, does that thing where she's like trying to decide what thing she wants to address first, like the ruined farmland, the fact that Lucian's not here, the fact that you two are here and she's not, the fact that there's a giant ass eagle. Which thing do I start with?
I want to see this. Like, okay, follow me. Girlfriend's downstairs. She's safe. She's just doing some light reading, and we've cleared out the area. There's no one else down there as far as we are aware.
She sighs in relief and puts her hands on her hips, as at this point Caleb and Queen Autumnfall return as well.
They were doing a lot of Icar experimentation down there. It was not pleasant. We released what prisoners they had and let go whatever soldiers were willing to surrender without dying for their cause.
Sundragon gives you a nod, seeming at least satisfied with the status report,
Right.
although Autumnfall... Oh, go on, Caleb.
What happened to the soldiers that surrendered?
I brought them up to the surface and let them go. We don't
let
have to
them-
kill them.
You let them return.
They already know we're here. We let like 2 squads go earlier when the eagle came out of nowhere.
Yes, but
So
we could have learned about their defenses.
didn't I already get that information?
You have at least the basics, but
So
Sundragon...
they have got about 9,000 soldiers, only 4,000 of which are Ashy soldiers.
And not to mention
there's-
now those soldiers get to return to be more trouble for us.
Alright, look, before this becomes a thing, Sundragon puts her hands between the two of you. How long ago was it you let them go?
Like 2 minutes.
Good. They can't have gotten far. She looks to you, Caleb.
Just because you don't want to kill them doesn't mean you have to let them go. We could have taken them back to our camp as prisoners.
They'd have to feed more people. There was only 8 of them. Letting that go won't hurt.
What's this? Zip it.
Okay.
I will go and get them. Ray will come with me. She gestures to Queen Autumnfall. We can handle a squad. We'll bring them back to the camp as prisoners. But she looks to you, Caleb. But they will not be harmed. We're better than them. That's why we're fighting.
Of course. If we start killing their prisoners, they might start killing ours, if they ever get any.
You see Sundragon kind of almost look confused by that response, like as if she's like trying to formulate an argument, but Autumnfall just puts a hand on her shoulder and shakes her head. Whatever. While we're doing that, if Barbarous is experimenting with Icar, and Autumnfall gives a nod and looks to all of you, that means he knows quite a bit more than we initially thought, and may be getting more aid than we expected.
From what I saw, he doesn't know that much. He's being haphazard about it.
That's what makes him dangerous. We've seen what the Icar does when it's allowed to run rampant. You see both of the queens kind of go quiet as they think about Mercurial and the Summer Ball again. We will attend to the prisoners. The rest of you, figure out what exactly is going on down there. See if you can't secure the place. Anything useful to them, either take it or destroy it.
You can do
Once
that.
we figured out everything there is to figure out, we should just probably torch the place.
They both give a nod. Then we're in agreement. Zephyr? You're muted, by the way, if you're talking. I know you're probably busy with your new pet. That is awesome, by the way. But Autumnfall pipes up. We'll keep this succinct. What do we need to give you to get your assistance on this matter?
Exactly.
Like we said, descend down into the depths, ensure that our army's best assets, and she gestures to the party, all make it back to camp in one piece. Gather any information you can that may be useful to us. Anything that you can't take, burn.
What if they send another patrol that they've lost?
The two of them glance to each other and kind of consider before. We'll be heading back to camp once we get the prisoners. If you guys come back and there's a patrol on top of you, just hunker down, and we'll send reinforcements down this way if you don't come back. Just stay hidden until they get there, and you'll have an army backing you up. The more people we can fight outside of the city, the better.
I'm back. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. My phone died.
No worries.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up above ground stuff anyway.
Then let's be off. It shouldn't take us much longer.
Good. Zephyr, your price?
I do like a free job. Not sure what. I don't really know what you would be able to offer me, but not really.
She gives you a smirk. Try me.
Well, either way, it sounds like they mostly dealt with them. Oh, I'm not really. Well, I can build things. Not really my forte. Now what dealing? Be driving blindly. As
Yeah,
far
we could
as-
always. You could be a lookout above. Nobody, like, they're not going to send a battalion if that bird's still over here.
Not unless they think they can win.
Yeah. In that case, you will get your fight that you were wanting. So,
She glances to Sundragon, who cracks her knuckles and nods. All right. Zephyr, do whatever you want. The rest of you, get down there and make sure all of you get back safely. Zephyr, if anyone gives you any trouble, just come back to camp and we'll make sure the rest of the group gets reinforcements.
to be
Autumnfall gives you another kind of unreadable smirk, but nods to Agnes, who seems kind of jittery at this point, and let's be off.
I just had a random thought for Caleb.
What's that?
He's just looking at the farms like, if only we had some poison for these farms. If they try to rebuild.
You can
Oh, well,
see Sundragon. Oh, go on.
Oh well, we might be able to attack the river that runs through the city anyways.
You can see Sundragon kind of gives you that, like, almost nauseated look, but Autumnfall kind of tilts her head thoughtfully, and we may have to consider our options. I hear your people are masters of the craft.
Yeah. It's a skill you learn. Whenever you're fighting against, whenever your odds are not in your favor in a straight fight, you must learn to fight by other means.
Indeed. Come, Agnes. I believe a 5-minute head start is courtesy enough. She just gives a nod and immediately jumps into the water to get to the farmland and start chasing down the prisoners. Autumnfall, for her part, just gives you all a nod, and we'll meet back up at base camp tonight. Hopefully, we'll all have good news to report this time.
of course, Your Majesty.
She gives you a smile at your decorum. I grant you leave. And she turns on her heel, and rather than jumping into the water, just mumbles a spell and begins to walk across it.
Water walk.
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb. The entrance is this way.
Alright. I assume you managed to deal with anyone down there already, you said.
Oh yeah. If there's anyone alive down there still, I'd be very surprised.
Alright, then I guess we just take anything that looks like it might be useful information and take it back to camp. If we're quick enough, we might be able to get out of here before any reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, we already found all the information. It's just packing it up at this point.
Alright. Just make sure Lucian understands. She can look at it when we get back to camp. She can look at it right this moment.
She's already
Yeah.
done it, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she was already starting to dig into it when I left. So
Well, hopefully
her
she,
curiosity will be sated enough till we get back to camp.
hopefully she could just use a bookmark or fold the corner.
Oh my god. Oh my god, do not say
Yeah,
that to
that is
her.
so nauseating for a book nerd.
Do not say that to her.
I mean, it's
She
like
might
the.
actually punch you.
I mean, it's like if you don't got a bookmark.
It's just, yeah, it's a whole thing.
Ah, there's
All
a
right.
dead body in there. We'll just cut off a strip of cloth or a lump of hair and boom, bookmark.
All right. Zephyr, are you going to stay here and just keep watch, or follow them into the dungeon?
Yeah, I'll just keep watch.
Okay.
And I do have the bag of holding that he passed me.
Yes, of course. All right. Caleb, following What's-Is across the ruined farmland, you are shown the secret elevator and join What's-Is in a hopefully final descent into darkness to see what exactly it is that Barbarous has been up to down here. As Lucian completes their poring over of the notes. In this facility, Barbarous hoped to achieve what seems to be the impossible. Let's just hope that he never got too close for comfort.
And
That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
Yeah, it's the
We've
time.
more or less regrouped by now. Progress.
Yeah, honestly, faster than I expected. All right.
I get the sense that Sun Dragon would have preferred we could have fought them just straight up.
Oh, absolutely. Every ruler has their distinct style. Sun Dragon's, remember, she's a foreigner to Yav, so her style is very, well, foreign. You know, very honor-driven, like, you know, be good, even if it means compromising your leadership.
Well, that's what What's-His did, and she snapped at him. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna let him go. Ah, why'd you do that? Like, hey.
I mean, it's like Sun Dragon said, any amount of their numbers we can reduce outside the...
Yeah, she just prefers to fight, like, as a fight, not just like, all right, line up and start chopping heads. No honor in that. Where's the fun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
At that point, it's a tally mark of how clean of a cut can he get, and how many in a row.
And here we see the Sun Dragon to Gyogre comparison. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave, like a filthy necromancer fighting an oathbreaker who is making human zombies.
Honestly, I was hoping that Aggie would come down there, but she didn't.
What? You did come down.
Lucian has no idea that she was literally just there.
I thought Aggie did come down.
No, her and Autumnfall are going to go grab the prisoners while you guys wrap up the dungeon.
And I guess technically at that point, What's-His didn't break his word. He let them go.
Yeah, let's just let them go. But he couldn't exactly. I mean, come on. He's not exactly going to be able to stop fucking Queen Sun Dragon. Let's be honest.
Maybe.
There's a fight of the century.
Like I
Just
feel
give me
like
a few more
I feel
levels
like we are
first.
probably not high enough level for that yet.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we could. I could see it being done.
The group, maybe. Solo,
I mean,
no.
ultimately,
Girlfriend,
ultimately
that
we
will be
don't.
the last thing you do.
Assassination plotting aside.
I mean, it's not like it wouldn't be a fight to the death. Let's be honest. It's an honorable duel.
Don't get ahead of me. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes, post on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you have to get your podcasts from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogues Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That is 5 with a PH, don't get it wrong. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link to be posted as well. On Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Odd Tornado Productions. And follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TornadoOdd. The TNO are capitalized. If you want to get immediate updates whenever we go live, as well as updates on everything else we're doing. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, check out our Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods in a race against technology-worshipping cultists. Thanks,
While
everyone.
being surrounded.
Thanks, everyone at the table, so much for playing. Thanks, everyone at home, so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.